Greetings, welcome. Hang in there. Thank you for stopping by here on TikTok Live. If you are logging in live, of course, this wonderful Tuesday, July the 26th, 2022, at the one and only, the raw, the rare, the real, the tried and the true, bloom from within love. I go by Bloomy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, as you guys are coming in, you see why divorce and still, and I had to be creative with the word, F-U asterisk C-K. Why do people do it? Really, I wanted to put in the title, Why Karmics Do It. Okay. Um, but, they only give you so much room in these titles. So, again, the information and things that I share with you guys, please do always just note and understand. Every single person is on some kind of a journey. Everybody's on different soul levels. Everyone has different development levels. And all of that, different resonance, different backgrounds, and all of that. So I share from my position of what I have learned, what I've investigated into, what has been revealed to me through my guidance as I've ascended and continue to ascend and continue to unfold and heal and deal. Okay. So now, with that being said, a lot is being revealed. And I told you guys, July, something is significant with July. And then for a lot of us, the remaining of 2022. So a lot of illusions and confusions and fuckeries and all sorts of shits is being shattered entirely. Now, side note, I want to add a side note to something. I think I did a video yesterday talking about how I had spoken with two family members. And, what I felt and sensed with each conversation. One of them was younger than me, one of them was older. I do want to say there was something in the background. Now, the person may not know, and it was when I was talking to the younger person. I heard, you know how you can tell when you hear somebody tap into your phone? So I just want to say that I'm aware. I do not permit tapping into my devices and phones, but I'm on your ass, and my team is on your ass. Okay? I'm going to just say that. I'm going to put that out there to the universe. I do not permit that. Tapping onto my devices, my conversations, any of that. My team is on your ass. Okay? Come over here and try to fuck with old Bloomy if you want to. See what happens. Now, see what you walk into. Now, that was just a side note. I wanted to add that. I had to put that in the ethers. Like, I'm aware. The person may not be. So I'm trying to make that clear because I'm not for certain. Because sometimes, if folks are still asleep, they're not in the know, even if they're decent folks and fairly, intelligent individuals, sometimes they're not aware of this type of stuff. Okay. So I heard a weird, you know, how you've been on phones and when you call like governments and stuff like that and you can hear something switch in the conversation. I heard that. And it's not something that happens to me all the time. And so it was something that caught my attention. Okay. Um, Now, going back to the conversation at hand, also I'm talking about why karmics divorce, why they divorce and yet still do their rituals and spells to still fuck the motherfucker that they divorced. Or they have the motherfucker still like on them or doing stuff for them or fucking them or whatever. So I'm about to tell you why. For a lot of them, especially those that are similar to my mother, black witches that are similar to her, whether they're up there in age or not. Okay, but dark witches that are codependent, especially those. Okay, they all do it. They practice like black magic and weird shit and secret societies and all that. But this is what it's about. They will have a hissy fit, and in these marriages, when they go sour, because they usually do, they usually do, because there was fuckery, there was all sorts of toxicity in the first place, no matter how long they were in these connections. And so they, they'll cry and to everybody who will listen about how unjust and unfair things were in these situations. They'll seek divorce, eventually when it gets to a point where, some of this shit is being done in their face. It's harder to tolerate. So they'll go there. Okay. It's a part of their vengeance. You see, I'm going to tell you why. I'm getting there. It's a part of their whole vengeance in the first place. If they started feeling like they couldn't control the person as easily, the person could have started being more disrespectful in their face more than they were before. Their health could have started declining. And as they come to know and realize this, then they start going into, what most karmic energies are about: survival and money. So they will get a divorce to ensure control. Some of you may say, how, if they're going to divorce the person, if they go to the divorce, how are they going to ensure control? The control seemed like it would be in the marriage, where they would, somebody said, why am I looking at curtains? I just chose this screen. I can switch it out to a different background. I use it as like the podium. Somebody funny. They said, why am I looking at curtains? Because that's the screen I wanted. But I could switch the background to something more pleasant here. So, pretend like you're sitting in that chair. Now, they do this. The control is in the divorce in certain circumstances. Here's why. Maybe they couldn't control how much money the person gave them in the marriage. You see where I'm going? Maybe it was harder to control that. Like it was like only so much, or, it couldn't be, put it like this, legally enforced. It couldn't be legally enforced. They could probably bully and threaten and have a fit and cause hell and do all other sorts of shits. But in terms of really being able to enforce it where it is a requirement, especially if they know they have a type of a husband or a wife that, they're really a stickler for their money and, a law and trying to abide by law. They know some people who don't want to get caught up in trouble and stuff like that. If they know that's the type of person that they were married to, then they would commence to, first and foremost, prove about the cheating and infidelity that chances are they knew about all along. They knew about it all along. They've gone back and forth with that sorts of stuff with most of these people for years. So they knew about it all along. They've actually both all usually have cheated on one another. So that was just an excuse and a platform to use to play the victim and to be able to get into a courthouse somewhere and cry and fall out and you know what I'm saying, to make a motherfucker have to do alimony. But here's the thing. They have low self-esteem. They never really healed. And it was a part of vengeance and control, but they still want to be in that person's energy. So what they do is, the ones that practice the witchcraft, the dark witch energy, dark warlock, they do rituals and spells to make that person still do shit for them and to make that person still fuck them. They don't care that they know that person is fucking everybody from some which way in Nevada or whatever state they're at. They don't care. They don't care. It's about control. So they know, especially the ones that know their health is failing, it's about control. It's about being able to ensure that they got a check. Okay? Boom, bitch. And it's their vengeance. You're going to pay me for the rest of your days, or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I'm still low self-esteem. I'm claiming I'm so hurt, but why am I still fucking you? And that's because it was never really about what they're claiming it's about. If they were so concerned about their health, why would you be willingly fucking people that you know has a sex addiction and a problem, and they're fucking other people, protected or not? If you say you know, come on. So this is why, young or old, I'm giving you guys the playbook, because some folks are too 3D in their thinking. Okay, so it's like, yeah, absolutely. Some of them will go ahead and go through the divorce. Yep, some of them. The ones that feel like they have a shot at, getting the judge to bend in their favor. They can, especially the decrepit ones, they can get in there and walk, all look at poor me and all that, and do, play that sympathy shit in front of a judge and stuff. It's like, oh, I was the one that was there for them since, 1977. When they didn't have nothing. I did work, but my health. Yeah, I wonder why that happened. My health. I did, and they cheated on me. You been new, ho. You been new. You been new. Come on. And anybody close to you, know you been new. This shit has been happening. Okay? So don't get stuck and caught up in that whole questioning and trying to dig too deep and analyze things when it comes to that sort of thing. Those types of individuals, it is always about power and control and money. If you want to reduce it to the simplest terms, removing all woo-woo-y, over religious or spiritual energy from the dynamic, it still always comes down to power and control and money. This is the driving force of karmic energy. There's no morality connected to any of it. They'll use that to cover. Now, they're good at disguising it as that. Now, because they want a certain appearance to the public. So they're going to certainly use any ticket that they can use that's going to really make it, really make it seem like, no, this is about morality. No, this is about control and power and greed. And you trying to ensure that you get paid. You been know the motherfucker was hoeing. You been knew they had addictions. You was with the one motherfucker for 5,000 years. Don't act like, in those cases, right? The ones that were with folks for a long, long time, and it was kind of a pattern. It was kind of something that played out over a duration of time in the connection. They both lied and cheated on one another. They both, you know what I'm saying, don't trust one another. They both did all sorts of things, but they just stayed together. Okay, but when karma really starts to catch up with some of these people and things start playing out, it gets harder and harder. Okay, like I said, some of these people take a hit to their body because of the shit that they were invested in. They were investing in sending toxic energy to others, especially if it was their own family. So their body takes the hit of what they've invested in. This is why they start having heart attacks, this and that, unexplainable shit, this and that, because they've been doing black magic, possibly on a divine being. And so that shit is ricocheting back and will continue to until they take their last breath. And so they go to through the divorce, wanting a divorce so they can get some money. They start worrying. because they can't do the same shit they used to do in them younger years, especially for the older ones. So they know their health is declining. They know it ain't that simple to just get out there, you know what I'm saying, and get Joe Schmo to fall for the fuckery, or to get them close enough to do a spell on their ass. You know what I'm saying? They know that those days are over for some of them, right? So just know, I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to try to get this one uploaded because the other discussions and readings I still haven't gotten up. Still got to come back at some point today to do day 12 of Project Proof. But I know that there's a lot of folks that are going through serious transitions at this time. Illusions are being shattered. People are finding out truths and proofs about motherfuckers, and folks are getting divorces or separations, and moving out and doing all sorts of stuff. And so I just wanted to share a bit of that information as you all are sitting and just kind of reflecting on things. Don't try to understand or make sense too much of what karmics do. This is why I reduce it to the basics. Okay, because they're professionals at fuckery, and you can get caught up in that wormhole. So don't try to think too hard about it. Follow your own guidance system and intuition and them senses and feelings that you subtly have. Okay. That, something off, something's not right. Oh, this is why they fought so hard. It was never about they love so much. See, they do a lot of that kind of shit to make people confused about their drama and their antics and stuff. It was never about love so much. It was about want power and control so much. It was never about that. Wanting to win at all costs, wanting power and control, and wanting money. It was never I do that kind of stuff, y'all, because I'm animated, but I'm proving points, because this is how these motherfuckers act. This is the shit they be doing. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scene, especially when people start getting in their face and shit start unfolding and whatnot. They start coughing, sneezing, falling. All of a sudden, they super sick now. Motherfucker. I got cancer. I know you still fucked up. And we ain't gonna use no cancer ticket to bypass the fact that you are. Oh, they say, yeah. And I wonder why you got that. Because, you was doing some fucked up shit on your own kid and your grandkid, huh? Is that why you fucked up? Is that why you fucked up? You're sending distorted energy to your own daughter and son, to your own grandson and granddaughter. Is that why you fucked up? Yeah. I said that. It's time for truth. Them illusions gonna come down the easy way or the hard way. That's liberation. Okay? It's liberation, you guys. Those of you that are awakening finally, you understand the importance of reveal. A lot of African American, and I speak on that because I'm African American descent, but a lot of African American culture and families, especially them old dusty ones, all of that slavery program, that slavery, all of that hate, trauma, and pain, such dysfunction. But that's why there's high levels of mental illness. Because, when it comes to family dynamics and all that stuff, some of these programmings and conditionings that we held in high honor as right and sound has created cognitive dissonance. All these little niggles, all these little things that people that act like they're so fucking smart, they're not that smart. Okay, and I'm talking about people who got degrees, but apparently they're not that smart. Because all of that toxicity that the African American culture fights so hard to hide about their real, the real get up, okay, is a part of why there's a lot of anger energy, why there's a lot of disconnect, why the African American culture, they can fake union. Now, I got to go here. I'm going to go on a sidebar. They can fake this shit pretty damn good. Black voices, black, come together. We're having a family reunion and Insta fake and Facebook, bitch. And we the best black people on earth, bitch. Still full of shit. Still not dealing with the drama, the trauma, the fucked upness, the dizzy loose screws, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be having that don't nobody want to address. Instead, everybody want to enable and cover it up. And then worse yet, projected onto the wrong one. Because when the time comes, there's going to be some ricocheting shit. Now, this is why you guys hear me talk so strongly about reveal, exposure, shattering illusions. This is why you guys hear me come on with discussions such as this. This is why a lot of my readings deal with that. Because that's the way. That's the only way. But the African American culture, that pride, that unhealthy pride. I mean, because pride is good, but it like anything else on earth, high, low. Okay? That we don't do. Yeah, this is the problem. You don't do. Correct. You're correct. Right? We keep the family secrets. That's the problem. You are correct. That's why everybody's eyes is crossed, bitch. And I'm speaking energetically. See, when you guys hear me say things like that, some of these folks can have an outer appearance. Okay? So if they've managed to get money and shit, so don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. But energetically and spiritually, and anybody who has any ounce of discernment or know how to actually gauge or read energy, they can sense past the fancy, past the bomb wig, past the boob job, past the pecs and muscles, past the house and car. They can sense it. They get close enough. Right? Past the communal narc. Because that's my favorite. Those are my favorite ones to talk about right there, boy. That's the favorite. Because those the ones with the greatest illusions. It's my favorite. The mommy dearest communal narc types. They're the ones that have most people fooled for the longest period of time. Because they're always the ones that's willing to take in an orphan. They're always the ones that's willing to adopt their aunties, babies and uncles' babies. They're always the ones that's willing to take in their dying, Yeah. So they appear to the world a certain way. Meanwhile, motherfuckers' health decline around their whole ass. Meanwhile, weird, mysterious things. But, yeah, they're the ones that, always giving the largest donation. We, charities and shit on the Facebook and InstaFake and, churches and programs and whatnot. Those are ones. Ooh, child. But secretly always trying to sabotage. There are some people that need people to be low so they can feel like they're helping and like they matter. That's a warped mind, because they don't feel important otherwise. So it's like it's a help sabotage energy. Help sabotage. Help but sabotage. Help sabotage. Help sabotage. But help. I'm helping. Sabotage. Help. Throw the rock high in my hand. Help. Stick your foot out when somebody's walking so they can trip, and then put your hand down to help them up. That's these people's energy. Stick your foot out so a person can trip, but then put your hand out to help them to get up. Picture that. Someone stick their foot out so that someone that doesn't see can walk and trip over their foot and their leg. And if they didn't see it and then they turn, move their foot, then they stick out their hand to reach down to help the person up. Think about it. If you can keep that image and you're asking yourself some questions about some of the stuff you're starting to learn about karmics, about narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, black witches, warlocks, clergy, friends, family members, whoever, it doesn't really matter. In a nutshell, that's their energy. In a basic nutshell, that is their energy. Stick your foot out. Some people call it throw the rock, hide your hand. But stick your foot out so somebody can trip. In other words, cause an injury. Cause an injury. Cause a misfortune. Cause a loss. Cause a struggle. Cause an obstacle. Cause it, and then act like you're there to help solve it. That's what these people do. They're codependent in that way. And they're goons and flying monkeys and enablers and tongue biters are just a few of the pawns that's a part of it. So I'm going to get going now. I got to finish up here. I'm hoping I'll be able to get that reading up. Got a lot going on today, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to manage the time to try to get everything I want to get done with you guys today. Get it done. But as I leave, again, another reminder to those who are a part of the ops that are tapping my shit. They're watching you as you attempt to watch me. I do not permit it. It's ill-advised. It's ill-advised. I'm not going to want to hear nothing about it when some stuff play out. Not going to want to hear nothing about it from nobody. I won't hear nothing about it when stuff start happening. For trying to target me, my son, and what I do. Ill-advised to try to show up in my world. So I'm putting that out there. That's fair. It's fair. I did my part. Whatever happens next, well, I did my part. Okay? Collective. If y'all got some weirdos, I'm going to say it again. You ain't crazy and you didn't imagine it. It's what the asleep ones want you to think. It's also what they want others to think. That's equally asleep and delusional. Do what you have to do because you know what you're experiencing, right? Call judgment on all these motherfuckers. Defend yourself. Stand up for yourself. Go legal if you must go legal. Hire investigators. Do what you can. Do what you have to do on your part. And then keep living. But stand up for yourself. Get up, stand up. Who sung that? Bob Marley. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, boom, bitch. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up, boom, bitch. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. I just heard that. Don't give up the fight. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. That's y'all collectively high vibe. Stand up for your rights. You show the fuck. Yeah. They gonna learn today, ain't they? They gonna learn. Don't give up the fight. Dun, 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 dun. Get up, stand up, boom, bitch. Stand up for it. I'll see me like Sarah shaking my ass. Stand up. Don't give up the fight. Boom, dun, 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 dun. Get up, stand up. Come on, y'all. Stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, bitch. Don't give up the fight. Dun, 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 dun. Get up. Yeah, boom. Stand up for your rights. Dun, 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 dun. They gon' wish that they didn't try to fight. Get up, stand up, boom, bitch. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. They gon' wish they never fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. You have a right. And that's something these people try to squelch out of the High Vibe Collective. They want you exhausted. They want you tired. They want you, giving up. They want you to bend and cower. Never. It's not going to happen. Justice will be served.